Hi and welcome back. In the previous parts of this series of videos, we've done document check and workplace inspection. The third component in a SHASSIC assessment is personnel interview, and that's what we're going to learn now. You're required to select construction personnel randomly from all levels of occupation to be interviewed using the standard questionnaires in Annex C, which can be found on pages 16 to 21, and the assessor guide in Annex F, which is on pages 34 to 37. Interviewees should be selected from 3 categories. For Category A, select one managerial personnel. This person can be the project director, project manager, construction manager, site agent, project engineer, or quantity surveyor. For Category B, select 3 supervisory personnel. They can be a site supervisor, designated person, OSH committee member, or a combination of both, safety and health officer and site safety supervisor. For Category C, select 9 employees from working personnel, preferably 3 people from each of the high-risk areas identified for workplace inspection. After we've identified our interviewees, it's time to start interviewing them. Let's see how it's done. The questionnaire for managerial personnel contains 9 questions. Let's see how the interview is conducted.
Haikal?
Encik Rahmat, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okey, Encik Rahmat. Minta maaf ambil masa Encik Rahmat sekejap. Okey, Encik Rahmat apa khabar?
Baik, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Seperti yang Encik Rahmat tahu, saya buat SHASSIC assessment dan interview ni dalam bahasa Inggeris. Boleh Encik Rahmat ya?
Boleh, jom kita teruskan.
Okey, boleh. Alright Encik Rahmat, so the first question, in your own words, can you kindly explain what is your top commitment, your rules and responsibilities as a top management to make sure your workplace safety?
Yes, of course. We have the OSH policy statement, OSH objectives and project OSH plan. All these matters will be communicated to all the workers in their meeting and training. We also always remind them to abide by our rules and regulation very strictly. As you can see outside, we have the notice board. Everything is on the notice board there.
So, are workers' consultation and participation in OSH program and activity assured by top management?
Definitely yes. It is our first priority and commitment.
Do you have any documentation on that?
Yes, of course. Yes, as you can see here, this is all our documents. And my safety officer and my triple S will also give you all the relevant documents. In fact, we always have monthly SHE meetings to improve, and also we always make sure our workers follow the rules and regulations, you know.
Who are the chairman and secretary for SSC meeting?
Usually I will chair the meeting with my secretary, my safety officer, Mr. Ryan.
There is an organizational culture that support the expected result of the OSH management system.
Yes, we do have committee meetings. We have a toolbox meeting and campaigns. And recently we had a gotong royong for the workers so that they know that cleanliness and tidiness on the site is very important for us.
What do you know about HIRAC?
Yes, I know about HIRAC.
Okay, can you explain what is a HIRAC and have you been involved in HIRAC exercise?
HIRAC basically means hazard identification, risk assessment and risk control. This act and plan will be submitted to all workers before they start any work. It is very important. In fact, you know me, Haikal, I am very disciplined and I'm strict on my work. If there's any subcon that wants to start work, they have to submit this high-rec plan to me 7 days before. That is how strict I am. If not, there's no work can be start.
Sounds good. It looks like you have get them all in order. Okay, Encik Rahmat, do you ever heard about Nado Port Regulation 2004?
Is it something new? I can't recall.
It's okay, Encik Rahmat. Nado Port is actually notification and reporting of accident, dangerous occurrence, occupational poisoning, and occupational disease. This is a regulation made under OSHA 1994, Act 514.
That's very interesting. I will keep note on that. Thank you, Haikal.
How is the Project OSH performance being evaluated?
We always have our internal audit and our regular inspection on OSH. We also have our monthly and daily report. And the most important thing is our corrective action and performance maintained. Ini mesti ada.
Okay. So, this is my last question, Encik Rahmat. Are you personally involved in OSH management review and continual improvement for this project?
Last question. As a chairman, I always review anything, all matters pertaining OSH. We will always improve OSH in regular basis, time to time basis. It's very important for the workers to follow rules and regulation and keep them always updated on the recent health and safety measures.
That's all the question, and thank you so much, Encik Rahmat, for your time. Okay. Hopefully, we can see you again.
Sure. Thank you too.
Alright.
Terima kasih ya. Kita jumpa lagi.
InsyaAllah, Encik Rahmat.
There are 8 questions in Annex C for supervisory personnel. Now let's look at how personnel interview for supervisors are conducted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chong. Nice to meet you.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so you are the site supervisor for this project?
Yes, I am.
Okay. As you know, I'm doing a SHASSIC assessment today, and I will ask you some questions, alright?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so shall we start now? Okay, Mr. Chong, can you tell me what do you know about work hazard, risk evaluation and control?
Are you referring to the HAREC, is it? Yeah, HAREC is the risk identification, evaluation and control. My job is to ensure that there is the work is carried out as safe as possible according to safe work procedure.
Okay, next question. When do you review your risk control measure?
Touch wood lah. We don't do it all the time. It's only whenever there is changes in the work process, such as when a crane is repositioned for lifting activity, or there is a near miss, or worse, when an accident happens, even if it's just first aid injury.
Okay. How often is the Safety and Health Committee meeting conducted, and who chairs the meeting?
We have our safety committee meeting every month, and my boss, Encik Rahmat, chair the meeting. The secretary is our SSO. It's in our schedule program. You can see the SSC organization chart, the SSC file, and I'm one of the committee member. It's a requirement in the law, and we have to comply.
I see. Have you attended any related safety and health training during the project period?
I haven't got any here because I just joined 2 months ago. But I have attended safety course in my previous company.
Oh, okay. So I advise you to attend, okay? Have you attended any accident investigation training at this site or your previous one?
No, I have yet to attend.
Okay. My next question, are you involved in the safety training or promotion at the site?
Yes, I will supervise the safety and health training before work. I give toolbox training and induction training as well as daily inspection at work.
Okay, so my last question, do you check the temporary structure are installed and fixed according to its intended use or PE design?
Yes, we check the shoring, scaffolding, excavation support, and the force work and formwork. This is to avoid any hazard or potential risk at workplace. It's my duty to ensure that there is a permit to work or PTW to the issued to the contractor.
Okay, so it's all my question for today, Mr. Chong. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you work safe and be home safely. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Chong.
I hope you've got an idea of how interviews are conducted with supervisory staff. To complete the checklist, you should repeat the interview with another 2 supervisors using the same questionnaire and mark the relevant columns accordingly. We have a total of 17 questions for each worker. Now let's look at how the personnel interview is conducted.
Selamat petang Encik Rizal. Okay, terima kasih kerana datang. As you know, I'm doing a SHASSIC assessment. So, saya akan tanyakan beberapa soalan kepada Encik Rizal. Dan soalan ni dalam bahasa Inggeris lah. Okay, boleh Encik Rizal?
Boleh, tak ada masalah.
Okay, kalau tak faham nanti boleh tanyalah.
Boleh.
Okay, so boleh kita mulakan Encik Rizal ya?
Boleh.
Okay. Is the project OSH policy is communicated to you?
Yes. Ada.
Can you briefly describe what in the OSH policy?
Ya, saya tahu polisi ni memang penting sebab top management dah jaga saya dengan baik. Jadi saya kena ada rasa tanggungjawab macam mana nak jaga diri saya sendiri untuk elakkan kemalangan.
Okay, betul. Okay, ada hazard and prevention of your work is communicated to you?
Ya. SHO dengan Triple S ada bagi toolbox macam mana cara nak elak bahaya dan cara selamat ketika bekerja. Jadi kita orang kena follow SOP lah.
Do you know who is the safety and health officer or site safety supervisor?
Mr. Siva.
Is it Mr. Sylvia here?
Tu dia.
Okay. So that means you know which one Mr. Siva, yeah? Okay. Have you ever heard about workplace safety and health committee?
Pernah dengar?
What else do the safety and health committee do?
Komiti ni dia jaga OSH lah. Kalau kami ada masalah tentang kesihatan atau safety untuk kerja, jadi safety officer atau Triple S akan bawa hal ni ke dalam meeting.
Okay. Do you hold CIDB personal registration card?
Ada.
Can I see it?
Boleh. Sekejap ni.
Okay. I'll take a picture. Okay. Thank you. Okay, next question. Have you undergone specific workplace induction course?
Ada. Dalam beberapa bulan lepas lah.
When was that?
Dalam bulan Jun. Tak silap saya.
Have you ever attended a toolbox meetings?
Ada. Tiap-tiap hari sebelum masuk waktu kerja. Triple S akan briefing benda ni.
Okay, I will ask your safety and health officer for the relevant document as well. Have you participated in any safety campaign?
Ada, tapi disebabkan sekarang ni musim COVID-19 jadi tak ada lah. Yang ada pun kempen tentang COVID-19 dekat tempat kerja. Kalau yang biasa tu, kalau macam safety campaign tu memang ada, tapi setiap tahun lah.
Okay. I understand that you operate the crane.
Saya ada kelayakan untuk operate mobile crane.
Ada bawa sijil?
Ada?
Can I see it?
Sekejap ni. Cik boleh tengok sini.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a safety checklist for you to fill up prior to operating the machinery?
Ada?
Is it same like this, your checklist?
Yang ni ya.
Sama.
Memang yang ni lah checklist dia.
How do you handle chemical or hazardous material at the site?
Contohnya kalau saya nak isi minyak dekat saya punya crane tu, saya akan pastikan yang saya akan pakai sarung tangan dulu.
Okay, selain tu ada apa tak yang berkenaan dengan safety untuk chemical and hazardous material? Tak apa. Do you know what to do during an emergency or accident?
Kalau ada bunyi emergency, saya akan off crane saya dan saya akan pergi ke assembly point untuk report buat head count.
What will you do if you witness someone injured?
Tengok pada jenis kecederaan. Kalau kecederaan dia kecil, saya kena bawa dia pergi office lah dan jumpa personal in charge. Tapi kalau kecederaan dia parah, saya kena bagi tahu Triple S untuk tindakan selanjutnya lah. Macam mana kemalangan tu berlaku.
Okay. So now can you show me where is the assembly point?
Assembly point tak salah saya dekat parking depan tu. Dekat situ ada. Tempat kapak tu juga kita orang buat latihan kebakaran. Jadi semua pekerja dah tahulah assembly point dia kat mana.
Okay. Can you identify your first aider?
Mr. Rama.
Are you sure?
Salah
According to your emergency preparedness plan, the first aider is now Mr. Ram, not Mr. Rama anymore.
Oh, mungkin nama dia lebih kurang sama kot bunyi tu.
Do you know where is the first aid box is?
Ada dekat side office.
Okay, and the last question, where is the nearest fire extinguisher?
Dekat side office dengan luar meeting room.
Okay, so itu saja Encik Rizal. Terima kasih banyak untuk masa dan juga jawapan-jawapan tu. So, terima kasih banyak Encik Rizal. Hopefully you will be work safely, okay?
Sama-sama. Terima kasih sebab sudi interview saya.
We've just completed the personnel interview for a worker. Don't forget, you need to repeat the interview with the other workers that you selected. Remember, you need to interview a total of 9 workers to complete the questionnaire. After you're done with all the required interviews, count the total ticks in each column. Here's a formula to calculate the total SHASSIC score for personnel interview. The formula comes from page 7 of the CIS. All you have to do is to plug in the total number of compliances obtained from the completed checklist just now. Then plug in the total number of non-applicable checklist items. Note that 20% here is the weightage assigned to personnel interview, and 186 here refers to the total number of items across the questionnaires. Perform the calculations to obtain the total SHASSIC score for personnel interview. Remember this table from part 1? The maximum score for personnel interview is 20%, and the score we obtain is 13.1%. Not a strong score, but not bad either. But hang on, note that this is not the final SHASSIC score yet, because we need to add this score with scores obtained from document check and workplace inspection to arrive at the overall SHASSIC score, which eventually determines the star ranking. We'll do this in our next part of this series of videos. For now, we're done with the interviews and so have concluded all the tasks that we need to do on-site for a SHASSIC assessment. I hope this series of videos so far have given you enough knowledge and guidance to carry out SHASSIC assessments on-site. And in the next part, I'm also going to give you some tips and prepare you for the exam. So be sure to check it out. Bye!